What is up, everyone? I'm Bob Frisco, and welcome back to Minecraft. If you missed the last episode, then the base is probably looking pretty different than the last time you saw it. In the last episode, we built this bridge, and we put in a whole bunch of detail work to really bring the base together. I'm very happy with how it all turned out. I was watching a video done by B000100, and he made the comment about Minecraft projects and how they're never really done, because you can always be going back in, putting in new details, adding new finishing touches, and I think he's totally right. We have the base at a very good point. It is very complete, but it is likely that as time goes on, I'll make little adjustments here and there, I'll add things in. We'll probably be switching out the torches for other light sources at some point in the future once we have access to them. But all in all, the base is done, and we are ready to move on to other things. Between episodes, I got some more levels at the spider farm and did a little bit more enchanting on the few things that weren't finished. I think it was the shovel. We got efficiency 4 and unbreaking 3, and also fortune 2, which doesn't really matter on my shovel to me. We got some protection and unbreaking on the leggings. The only thing left we could put on those is mending and then swift sneak once we get that. And then also on the sword, we got some looting and some knockback. Really not the best sword ever, but a little bit of looting is nice, and I just wanted to get some enchantments on everything so that the gear would be a little bit better than just plain diamond tools. So what are we going to work on next? Well, as we saw in the last episode, we are currently under threat of a pillager invasion. And not only us, but also our friends across the river, the villagers. And so, now that we have a nice bridge linking us up across the river, we are going to move over into the village, start working with the villagers to improve the village and its defenses, and help their little village blossom into something as wonderful and beautiful as our awesome base over here. Night is falling, and I think I'm going to let it get dark, because I've been working with the villagers to help improve their village a little bit. One of the main things we've been doing is getting it all lit up. So I'm going to let it get dark so that I can just kind of run around and see if there are any dark spots left in the village. Oh my gosh, there is a drowned throwing tridents at me. That's not great. You fool, I've got depth strider. I'm the fastest thing in the ocean. Darn, no trident. That would have been cool. So the light levels are looking pretty good. Oh, hello. The light levels are looking pretty good. Me and the villagers also worked together to lay out a plan for a big wall. A wall that we're going to put up to keep out zombies, other monsters of the night, as well as pillagers and any evils they bring along with them. This part's going to be cool. I'm planning on bridging over this river a little bit and maybe putting up some sort of grate, something that makes sense to let the water through but still blocks off that part of the river. So the wall comes all the way to here and ends at the water. That technically does leave a whole chunk of the village open, but most things in Minecraft have trouble moving through water, and so hopefully if any real threat is coming at the village by way of water, I'll be able to get in there and take care of the issue before they're really able to cause any issues. What was that? Oh my gosh, you guys are so loud when you work. But yeah, hopefully by building up this wall, we'll be able to give this village a little bit of safety. So I'm going to grab some building blocks and we're going to get to work. So this wall is kind of a big project. This might be a little resource intensive. So my plan, at least initially, is to just get a functional bit in. So, you know, a segment of wall that's at least 2 blocks tall, so nothing can just climb over it too easily. So we're going to get the functional part in first, and then we're going to come back and make it look pretty good. I'm also going to have some towers scattered throughout the wall. They're not probably really going to do anything. They're just going to look cool. But, you know, I guess looking cool is technically something in Minecraft. This area here I'm not going to fill in because I'm going to be doing something special here that will allow for potential future expansions out this way. So I realize I did kind of jump into this pretty fast. I've just been really excited to start working on the next big project, which, if you haven't figured out, is the village. Ever since episode 1, when we spawned in the world and there was a village right here, I knew that I wanted to do something fun with it, something with the villagers. I've been a little bit back and forth for a while now about whether I wanted to work in this village itself or build my own area for villagers. And I decided to do kind of a hybrid where I'm going to have my own area, but it's going to be linked up to this village. And we're going to try and spice up the vanilla Minecraft village a little bit and fit it in with what I'm going to be building. So when it comes to the village and my plans for it, I want to take a look at our base and analyze some bits of it to explain what I want to do differently with the village. So this base, I love it. I think it looks so cool. I really like it. However, it looks best from like over here. It's kind of built to be looked at from this direction. Maybe I spent a bit too much time looking at it from over here, and so this became the main spot that I wanted to see it from. And from this spot, it looks really cool. I really like it, from the cave to the pink. It all just fits so nicely together. It's very, I don't even know. I really like it. It makes me happy to look at. I love walking up the bridge and seeing the guardians here. And while the base is still cool, when you're actually here inside it, I don't know, it's not quite as good as when you're looking at it from across there. Probably the two places in the base that are really nice to actually be are in here, because this is just a vibe. And I guess that goes for the cave too. Being here in the magic cave just feels wonderful to walk around, especially now that we have some Allay living nearby, so you occasionally hear their little tinkling sounds. There was one. Some other great places to actually walk around and be at in the base are the Mines of Moria, this whole interconnected stair path, and then the whole cherry grove that we planted. Just walking through these trees. I'd love to do some more work in this area just to make it even better to just be hanging out in here. So all of that being said, while I really love this base and I'm very happy with what I've done, I want to do a few things a little bit differently with our village project. One of the main things that I think gives this base that feeling of looking really good from one angle is the fact that everything is pretty much pointed in the same direction. Everything faces forward, with the exception of maybe the stables being long ways, and then the chicken coop is pointed at the cherry grove. But all in all, the whole base is looking this way across the river. So one of my goals with what we do over here in the village is, one, to avoid everything pointing the same direction, which the natural village is going to help with that a lot, because the buildings here are already in a variety of orientations and shapes and sizes and whatnot. And the other thing I'm going to try and do, while I'll still probably back off and look at things from a distance, I'm going to focus on how it feels to be here in person in the village, how it feels to walk around between the builds, as opposed to viewing it from some other vantage point. So those are just a few of the building goals that I have for this village. I have a few more surprises in store for what we're going to be doing to kind of give this area a theme, kind of tie it all together in its build style and color palette. But for now, I'm going to get to work on finishing up the functional parts of these walls and potentially on connecting my path up, the path that leads to the bridge, and wrapping it all the way around here to the village. So there we go, guys. We got our path in. Connected ourselves up entirely to the village. Now I can hop on Nyx, make my way around following the bank of the river, and here we are at the village. So now what I can do is go ahead and put in some gates. Gates are going to be what we use to block off the entryways in this wall, because pillagers can't use gates. And so if we use gates, the pillagers, and coincidentally also the villagers, won't be able to use them. And so that way, no one will be able to get out. I mean in. No one will be able to get in. As for this big open area that I'm planning on using to expand the village a bit, for now, we're just gonna fence it off. Fences are oddly powerful in how well they can keep things out. It doesn't look like much, but most mobs can't do anything about them. It is absolutely wonderful to be able to ride Nyx back and forth between the village and my place. But now we're going to start actually adding the detail and height on the wall, and that's going to take a lot of resources. So I think I'm actually going to pop the saddle off Nyx. We're going to hop on one of my donkeys so that I can bring just a little bit of extra storage space along with me. So we're going to load our good donkey up with spruce logs, deep slate, and cobblestone. Then I'm going to grab a few more things that I'll carry myself. Alright, we're going to start with the outside of the wall, how it looks on the outside, because I haven't totally settled on what I want to do on the inside of the wall, and I haven't totally settled on what I want to do with the towers, so we'll just focus on the wall for now. Very first, we're going to make sure the wall is going all the way down to the ground everywhere. Yeah, and we'll start with just this segment here between our first and second tower. I would like this wall to generally be pretty tall. I think we'll actually be able to bring that over the entryway. However, I do want a bit of variability in the height. I want it to go kind of up and down in places, with different segments being different heights. Yeah, something like that could be pretty cool. Because I thought it worked so well on the storage building, I want to do the alternating wall slab parapets. Help really give this wall a sense of being a defense. So we get something that looks a bit like this. Now the next thing I want to do is to add some detail and some aesthetic to this wall, but I need to be careful that this does not compromise its integrity. What I would love to do is at some intervals along the wall add in spruce logs. Again, I made those different heights, but they end at the same level so they don't look different. There we go. Yep, add in different logs at different heights. Bring in some brown and just, yeah, make it so that the whole thing isn't just cobblestone. And then, down below that, I want to do like little, oh, see right here now you can just climb right up the wall. We'll have to see if that actually becomes a problem. But yeah, I think little piles of deep slate down at the base of the wall look pretty good. It puts some darker colors at the bottom so the wall gets lighter as it goes up, and it breaks up the pure cobblestone, gives a little bit of sense of a foundation. Now I'm not sure if I want to do the same thing on the inside of the wall. I may do that, but I also kind of want to set something up on the inside of the wall where we're able to come get on top of the wall and look down at anything going on outside. So we'll see what I end up doing, but for now I have plenty of work to do with getting this style of wall done all the way around the village. So I'm not sure why, but randomly while I was working, my donkey made a noise, and in my brain, I suddenly called him Trolley, like the candy company, Trolli. And yeah, I think this donkey's gonna be named Trolley now. That came out of nowhere. There we have it. Just like that, all the way around the village, we have got a bulwark and a stay. A wonderful wall to keep the villagers safe from zombies and other things during the nighttime, and pillagers and other vicious enemies who may soon attack us. There's still work to do. I still need to figure out what I want to do with the towers. I need to add that grate for the river, and I need to figure out what I want to do for the whole inside of the wall. But for now, I would say the village is at a point of being safe. Let's go tell everyone the good news. Come out, villagers. Come out of your homes. You no longer need to barricade yourselves in. Your village is defended. Trolley, don't leave without me. There we go. The villagers are safe. The villagers are happy. They're able to get back to their normal lives, no longer in fear. Oh boy. Trolley's not the best jumper. As I said, still plenty of work to be done, but I would like a little break from building the wall, so we're going to work on a different little thing. What I'd like to do is continue work on filling in our map. The village is right about here. As you can see, there's a big chunk of unexplored land right next to the village, and who knows what could be lurking out there. So I think what I'm going to do is take this map, fill in this area a bit, just so we can get a nice idea of what's around us. Maybe we'll need to come down in this area too. And who knows, maybe we'll find something fun. And although horses are wonderfully fast, when I go exploring, I like to do it on foot. So I'm going to spend the night resting in the village, and then we're going to head out. That there is a very good looking mountain. I love that. Random thought for exploring in Minecraft. I almost always use compasses and maps or, the F3 screen to tell where I am and where I'm going. But if you were to just get your hand on a sunflower, when you put them down, they always face to the east. So if you just carried one of these around with you, and then if you're ever lost or don't know which direction you're facing, just slap it down and you'll know which way's east. I don't know how useful that is, but if someone wants to do some flower navigation, there you go. Oh man, the village with its wall in the distance. I don't know, I think that looks pretty cool. I like that. Can't wait to get the towers in, and then I'll definitely want to put like light sources in the top of each tower, and that way during the nighttime the village is just a bright beacon of safety. Look at that tree growing through the middle of the waterfall. That's kind of crazy. Guys, I was going to comment on this funny cherry tree. It is really funny. There's one cherry tree up here on the top of this mountain. But then I ran over here and looked down, and we have an abandoned village. Our second one of this world, and it's so close to our village. Let's check it out. Oh no. If only these poor villagers had had someone to build them a wall around their village, they might not all be dead. Wow. If nothing else, this abandoned village just makes me glad that I'm gonna do so much work to take care of my villagers. So let's take the bell. Farewell, poor village. I must go onward. So I continued adventuring, exploring some of the land around the village. Only other interesting thing I found was a ruined nether portal, I was able to get some good loot. Best thing, probably a golden apple. I was reminded how knockback is absolutely wonderful when dealing with creepers. And then my inventory was full, so I took the things I'd got and we headed back home. Well, that was a fun little explore. Didn't find too much other than that abandoned village, but I'm always happy to make progress on filling in the maps, and now we can see the area around us quite a bit better. And speaking of filling in maps, I have not updated the maps of our base since we did all that work. You can't even see the bridge. So I'm going to go ahead, get these all updated, and in the future, I'm going to try my best to keep these maps somewhat up to date. Oh. I'm going to try to keep these maps up to date as we do our building. There's how our base is looking now. See the guardians here. I love the way the bridge looks on the map, as well as the paths. We may need to expand this map out so we can start getting the things we're doing in the village in on the maps too. But for now, this is a good update. I like the look of the pink trees. Hey guys, fun story. So, I just spent a bunch of time working on a tower, designing it, seeing what I could do. Basically, I finished the episode and I recorded the outro, and then when I went to stop the recording, I realized no recording was happening at all. So let me show you guys some of the stuff I did off camera, apparently. We designed this tower. I think it's looking pretty good. I was gonna do some more work on it, and maybe now we will. But I like the brick top, and then the way the bricks and the cobblestone are kind of blending together. If you guys have any ideas on tower building, how to make it look a little better, go ahead and let me know, because I would love for some suggestions. On this smaller scale, it's really easy for the top to feel too big. So yeah, hopefully I'll be able to figure that out somewhat. And so now, because I need to end the episode and get editing so that I can release it on time, I am going to do my outro again. I've had a ton of fun building up this wall. I'm so glad to have our village nice and safe so that our villagers can be protected. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. And if you want to see more, check out my channel, hit the subscribe button. And I will catch you guys in the next episode. Have a great day, and I will see you later.